What is going on, everybody? Welcome into the Tim Warren Live Show, and we've got a great one lined up for you guys today. Yes, we are live, so make sure even right now, smash that like button, hit subscribe. Some big stuff happened on the charts. Not a whole lot happening in the news when it comes to markets here today, but we're going to spend the most part of today's show looking at charts, talking through what's happening, talking through some buy signals that I've been telling our audience now for a couple of weeks. These buy signals were getting close. They're getting close. They're getting close. This morning, and I want to rush this. We have a long week ahead of us. But this morning, we got a buy signal flashing on the weekly chart. I'm going to show you the history. I'm going to show you what it means. I'm going to show you the context, both in a bullish and a bearish situation. We were actually talking about this earlier today in our VIP trading group. So all of them got the front running on this, right? They got to hear a lot of this, but we're seeing some great things happening. Meanwhile, very interestingly, some you'll notice if you've been watching charts, gold and silver, some of the top talked about markets right now. They had a run themselves last night, but it's ending right now. It's coming back down. The worst 24 hours for metals in quite some time. And coincidentally, again, we're just going to talk about this. Coincidentally, the worst 24 hours for metals are coming alongside the same time the crypto market, which has been a bloodbath now for several months, is starting to get a ray of hope on the charts. What does that mean? We're going to talk about all of it and a whole lot more. Like I said, go ahead and smash the like button, hit subscribe. You guys are joining us. Thank you so much for being here, guys. We're about to get to 61,000 subscribers. We need your help. I know a lot of you guys watch. You don't hit subscribe. Look right now. Just check. Some of you might be watching and you think you're subscribed to the channel. You might not be. So smash subscribe. Help us out. Let's get to 61,000 subscribers here very soon. We have only a couple days left in the year 2025. A very disappointing year. A year that was supposed to be a raging bull market, and yet here we are. We're going to actually end the year in the red, in the negatives. But could that even be a sign as to why we're going to see such great things happen in 2026? Let's take a look at the charts. What is happening? You know, I'm going to talk a big game here today. A lot of positivity. The thumbnail's positive. The title is positive. A lot of great stuff happening. Doesn't mean we're about to blast off to brand new all-time highs tonight, right? That's not what this is about. Bitcoin actually had a little bit of a run up here today, getting his head knocked in just a little bit. We cannot get over this $90,000 mark. We get there, we wick there, but we can't get over it. One of the big reasons why is because there is a big order block on Bitcoin's chart right now on the daily chart. If you don't know what an order block is, if you're newer, I'm so glad you're here. We're here to teach you guys every single day how to take the chaos of the markets, make cash from it. An order block is a level where there's a lot of buying or selling. In this case, this order block has a lot of selling going on. And you can see here, since back on December 14th, we have not been able to reclaim this mark. But here's what I'll tell you. If we are able to reclaim this mark, if we can break and close a daily candle above 90,500, which is where the top area of this order block is sitting right now, very good things can happen. Very good things to happen. For starters, I think you at least make your way back up here. We have talked about the $96,000 to $97,000 resistance now for quite some time. I'm going to get in that in just a second, but I want to start off with the big buy signal. If you have not been around this community for a while, that is okay. I'm so glad you are here. We're going out to the weekly chart because 4-hour charts and daily charts and hourly charts, they can come and go. They can be, bullish 1 minute and then flip around and be bearish the next. When you get out to the weekly chart, for all of my newer traders there, weekly chart is where you're seeing longer term moves happening. Just so you guys know, the symbol we're about to look at, I have been telling people since the big dip started back in October, people have been asking, Tim, when is your next high conviction Bitcoin buy? I've been buying the dip, right? I bought 90,000. I bought down at 85,000. I've been buying, but when was the next high conviction? I've been telling people it's when this weekly buy signal comes in. And the reason why is because the last few times we've seen this weekly buy signal, we're talking about April of 2025, major bottom before new all-time highs were hit. Before that, we're talking about September of 2024, major bottom before we hit new all-time highs. Before that, we're talking about going all the way back to September of 2023, right? These buy signals do not happen every other week. Weekly buy signals happen usually once or maybe twice a year. So you do not want to ignore them when they pop up. And I'm here to tell you before we get into this, because some of you guys are going to watch right now. Go ahead and you in chat right now. Let me know. Put bull in chat. If you're watching live with us, put bull right now if you're bullish on the crypto markets. If you're bearish, put bear. I just want to get a good understanding in chat right now with people viewing how many people are bullish, how many people are bearish. But whether you're bullish or bearish should not impact necessarily your wanting to buy this dip. Why? Because even in bear markets, we see this signal flash and be a great short-term buy signal, right? So you might not be looking at this and saying, oh, Tim, I want to buy and go all the way to new all-time highs. What I'm saying is you should watch this and say, you know what? Even though I think we're in a bear market, even though I think the 4-year cycle is going to continue to be true, I at least think this is going to be the beginning of a nice bounce to the upside where I can take advantage of a trade where we go up, we hit resistance, and then we start our way to new lows, right? That is the bearish case. That's not what I'm saying is going to happen. I'm saying it doesn't matter to me right now whether you're bullish or whether you're bearish. You want to know what this indicator is. You're only going to find this indicator, though. I have to be honest with you. You're only going to find this indicator if you're in my VIP trading group. Why? Because this indicator is something that we and our team built. It's one of the ways that we stay profitable throughout all of our trading endeavors. And the weekly buy signal that just came in, I'm going to show you what's happening right now. The weekly buy signal, I'm going to show you the history of it. You should not ignore it. Let's dive into this. This is an indicator here called flow signals. Again, only my VIP traders get this for free, but the good news about you guys watching for free on YouTube, you'll hear me talk about it all the time because I don't trade and do charts without this indicator. What I'm looking at here is an oscillator, and this oscillator is super powered. It tells me when there's big reversals coming in, meaning, in other words, when are we extremely oversold to the bottom or overbought to the top. It tells me what is the overall strength. Anyone who knows about RSI, the relative strength index, if it's super low, yes, you're weak, but you're close to turning around and going back to the upside. If you're super high, you're strong, but it's oftentimes you're going to reverse and come to the downside. So it gives me reversals, it gives me strength of movements, but it also gives me a superpower called money flow. Is money flowing in, going up? It doesn't matter if it's green or red. Is money flowing in or is money flowing out? Okay. This indicator has just given me the 3 confirmation buy signals on the weekly chart that I have been looking for now for, if you guys have been with me, over a month. I've been saying over a month, it's not here yet. It's not here yet. It's not here. Be careful, be patient. It's coming. And sure enough, right now, we have right here a green triangle reversal, which in and of itself is a pretty good signal. These don't come that often. It came back in May of 22. It came back in January of 22, and it came back in June of 21. You look at the price charts just in and of themselves during those time periods, that bottom right there, that bottom right there, and that bottom right there. Let me actually circle these again because people are watching. They probably don't know what I'm talking about. These triangles, the last 3 times we got these triangles, 2 of them were in a bear market, but they came in here. Look at that nice little rally we have right here. Nice rally. And right here. Okay. These triangles do not pop up every other day. They're super, super valuable. We just had one of them flash here a couple of weeks ago when we dropped down to 80,500, but that's not it. What came in this morning, not only we have that, we have bullish divergence. I have a lot of teaching to do here today. I almost feel like I'm teaching an academy video. Look what came in this morning. A green momentum dot confirming we're about to start moving back to the upside on the oscillator. The money flow, when you zoom in very nice and close. For the first time since all the way back here, the last time this was positive, we got to go back to July of 25. We have had negative money flow since July of this year. It has turned bullish for the first time in 6 months. Now, we do need to get to the end of this week. Before anyone starts running and away from this live show, watch the rest of it because there's a lot of important information here. I'm not telling you to leave the live show and go buy Bitcoin right now. I do want to see how this closes the week. We could have a really bad weekly candle. This green dot goes away. The money flow comes down. Bitcoin drops down here towards 74,000 or whatever, and all of a sudden we're in trouble. But if this buy signal stands, if these 3 indicators stand and start to make moves back to the upside, if this week closes bullish, I just showed you guys the last couple of times we had these. Like I said, go back to April of 25. Bitcoin would set new highs during that time period. We would see Bitcoin actually rally up, what is this, 67% over the next couple of weeks. Before that, you got to go back over here to this one in September of 24. It actually didn't get the bottom. It flashed on the way back up. Major rally in November. September of 23, major rally. Now, you talk about a bear market. I told you bears stick around. Why? Because even in a bear market, right, we didn't start a new bull market whatsoever, but we did see Bitcoin on this signal flash. We saw a nice 32% rally back here in July of 22. In January of 2022, we saw Bitcoin rally. I think this is going to be 43. Yeah, 43, 40. No, actually, I didn't get it right. 47%. Even if you're bearish, when you see a signal like this, it is telling you too long. And what I'm looking at right now, because even though I remain bullish, and I think a lot of people watching this remain bullish, I've continued to tell you guys a relief rally at least should be on the table. A move back up to the SMA, the 50-week SMA should be on the table, or a 200-day SMA. This is right now coming in between 103,000 for the 50-week SMA and 107,000 for the 200-day SMA. Even the bears right now have to look at this signal and say, well, we probably should see a tick back up towards or a little above $100,000. You might then decide, bears, hey, it's time to sell up here at 102, 103, and I'll wait for my lower price to come in and buy back lower. I get it. If that's what you want to do, hey, I'm not trading your money. You're trading your money. You do what you want to do. What I'm sitting here trying to tell you guys is, whether you're bullish or bearish, this buy signal does not come often. And I was going over this with my VIP trading group earlier today. We're not talking about an indicator that's like 95%, right? That'd be awesome. I'm not talking about one that's like 85%, 75%. This indicator, this weekly indicator, if you go all the way back, and this is where this chart goes, so forgive me, I'm not going to go all the way back to the beginning of Bitcoin, but I'm looking at this chart. I think this is on Coinbase. This one only comes back here. The last buy signal we had, or the first buy signal this indicator had, was back in October of 2015. I think we got in 12. This signal has flashed 12 times since 2015, 10 years, and is 12 for 12 for a rally on Bitcoin over the next couple of weeks. 12 for 12. Doesn't mean the bottom's in perfectly. Sometimes, what I could see happen, this is why I'm telling people not to buy it this second. As this is coming in, I could easily see Bitcoin drop back down here and come back down towards 84,000. Right? I'm not telling you buy right now at 87,300, and it's nothing but green charts from here. We got to get this week to end. We got to see the next couple of weeks happen. But if you buy on this green buy signal and you wait for at least a couple of weeks, you will be in profit. Why? Because this indicator is 12. Did I say 12 or 11? I can't remember the count. It's either 11 or 12. It is 100% so far on Bitcoin's chart for being a great buy signal. By the way, the same signal is amazing when it comes to sell signals. When you have the exact opposite, you have a bearish divergence, a gray momentum dot, negative money flow. Sometimes there's a little bit of miss movements here. The flash came early, but who here wishes, put a 1 in chat if I'm going to talk about you, who wishes that you could have sold Bitcoin at $120,000? Raise your hand. Put a 1 in chat, raise your hand. It wasn't the top. You would have actually been in the red for a couple of weeks because we had this little surge back up to 126. But I'm being honest here. Who wishes they could have taken profit at $120,000? This indicator told people to take profit back in August of 25 when we got a bearish sell signal. Same thing in December of 24. It told everyone to take profit up here at 104,000. Was it the exact top? No. Technically, things went a little higher, but who wishes they could have bought Bitcoin or sold Bitcoin at 104,000 and then bought back in around 80K? Everybody here says they wish they could do it. This indicator is not just great at calling the buys, it is great at calling the sell. So before anybody says, well, Tim, maybe this indicator it just wants to be bullish, this indicator is not bullish, it's not bearish. It is telling us when the markets are overbought and need to correct, and it tells us when they're oversold and they want to shoot back up. There's a little sales pitch for you right there. Guys, if you want to see how I'm trading these, if you're sitting here saying, man, Tim, I want to trade with you, there's a very easy way to do it. There's a very easy way to do it. You can join the VIP trading group, or you know what else you can do? You can just go join Toobit. Toobit is where I'm trading every single day. If you're wondering how do you get a hold of it, go into the description right now. Right there's my link. Click on the link. Sign up for Toobit. Here's what's really cool, though. $100 or more, when you sign up and deposit $100 or more and send that information to this email right here, you can get free access to all of my trade setups. When you deposit $500 or more, guess what we're doing on Wednesday? One lucky winner will win a $500 giveaway. I'm giving away $500 to one of our Toobit traders. Just deposit $500 or more and send that information to this email right here. Start your trading journey right now. Start trading on Toobit. You can trade Bitcoin. You can trade Tether Gold, by the way. People are asking, how do we trade gold? We're going to talk about gold here in a second. You can trade Tether Gold on here. Look at this. XAU. There you go. Boom. You can come in right now. Let's say you want to short it. I don't know if I'm shorting gold at this second. We'll talk about the chart here in a second. You can come on here and short gold on Toobit as well. So go check that out. Deposit $500 or more. Get a $500 giveaway potentially, and definitely get access to my live trade setups where, despite all of this chaos, even throughout this pullback, we have been making money daily in our group because we're using signals like the flow signals indicator. Okay. So there's the buy signal. By the way, it's not just Bitcoin. Ethereum, I think Ethereum actually hasn't hit yet. No, Ethereum is there. Excuse me. A couple of the altcoins haven't hit yet. Ethereum, there you go. Bullish divergence. Bullish divergence back here. There's our reversal. Green dot, bullish momentum. Solana has not hit yet, but I knew that when Bitcoin hit, Solana would be shortly after. You can see Solana wants to hit. That looks like we want to get a green dot. The money flow wants to come up. We have our reversal. Chainlink has hit. We actually entered a long on Chainlink here a week and some change ago. You look at some other coins. A lot of people, Sui is one we entered a long on here. If you want to see that, you got to be in my trading group. But look at these signals coming in. Historically, amazing buy signals for the crypto space. Now, all of this being said, again, I told you in the intro, this is very interesting watching all of this happen. Meanwhile, what are the things that everyone's been talking a lot about here recently? It's been gold. It's been silver. I put this out the other day on X. If you guys don't follow me on X, go follow me on X as well. Follow me on all of our social media platforms, all of them in the link in the description. We love this higher high, right? We love seeing new all-time highs. People rejoicing like crazy, but I warned people back here a couple weeks ago. I said, listen, as this gold continues to surge, be careful of what we call bearish divergence, where the oscillators put in lower highs, price action puts in higher highs. That's exactly what's happening. And in less than 24 hours, gold here, ladies and gentlemen, wiped out all of the gains from 7 days last week. Like, these are the weekly candles right here. We are less than 24 hours into the weekly candle, this blue candle. In less than 1 day, it's already wiped out all of this. Why? Because we're setting up this bearish divergence. You look at some other things here. This one, I'm not going to do a I told you so, because I didn't tell anybody this. I did tell people silver is overextended. I wish I was going to make a video on this week. It beat me to it. But take a look at what we have going on here when it comes to silver and Fibonacci. There's a very key Fibonacci level that silver just ran into, and I wanted to make a video. In fact, I'm making a video tomorrow about gold and silver designated to it. I'm not going to talk about where it could pull back today. I'm going to talk about that in tomorrow's video. But take a look at Fibonacci right here when you're way out in the macro. I was going to make a video saying the next two levels of resistance to keep an eye on are going to be $80, and then if we break through, $110. Why? Because these are very key Fibonacci levels. If you don't know what Fibonacci is, that's okay. Don't need to talk about it in this video. You can learn about that in the academy in our group. What you need to know is these are levels of psychological resistance, levels where a lot of people who trade assets will watch these levels and sell off right at them. Well, sure enough, we had a wick blow through this 1.386 level here at $80. We went all the way up. What did we hit? 83. I think someplace hit $84 I saw last night. But now we've closed that weekly candle, or we closed last week's weekly candle. And in the first 24 hours, the largest sell-off that silver has had since all the way back here, we'd have to go back to March when price action was hovering at $34 and in 1 week fell from $34.60 all the way down to $29. Since then has been nothing but daisies and rainbows here for silver. There's no bearish divergence yet, keyword, but this is the epitome of oversold. I told people even last week, again, I've been very adamant about this. I think silver and gold are great assets to be invested in. This is not the FUD silver and gold channel. This is not the don't hold silver and gold because crypto is way better. No. If anything, 2025 taught us the importance of proper diversification just in case. But it is something I'm going to say, don't buy silver right now. Don't buy gold right now. Wait for prolonged pullbacks where we actually get back into healthy ranges. If I use my indicator here, flow signals, there's usually these ranges on here. Red line being the top, blue line being the bottom. You want to kind of watch and see this bounce back and forth. Since back in April of 25, we have not just gotten above the red line, we refuse to come back down below this red line that should be resistance for this chart. Why would I ever buy an asset that's sitting on top of really what should have been a resistance oversold level? I want to see silver get much further down here, closer toward this blue line. I'm not saying I'm waiting for $48 on silver. I'll tell you more about that in tomorrow's video. What I am saying is I don't buy things as they're at all-time highs, hitting significant Fibonacci levels. I wait for them to be oversold. Overbought. No, oversold. I'm saying this wrong. Great example, Bitcoin sitting on that blue line, hitting major support, getting buy signals from being massively oversold. Great example of it. By the way, we'll do one more. Again, I don't really love I told you so's as much as, look, guys, TA works here. You guys will remember the video. Everyone made fun of me. Again, I'll tell you this. If you want to find a channel that gets every single pronunciation right, I got this one wrong. I'm going to make fun of myself for a second. I made a video here a couple weeks ago, and I think I said Palladium. I read it. I didn't hear it. People made fun of me in the comment section. Ha ha, that's so funny, Tim. Learned how to pronounce things. Great. All right, that's great. I didn't pronounce it right. It doesn't matter how I pronounced it. I told you guys, hey, I think $2,000 is going to be a very interesting spot to take some profit here on Palladium. I said Palladium is the right way to say it. To take profit at $2,000 Palladium. Guys, last night, Palladium hit 2,000, actually wicked up to almost 2,100. It is now down 17% back down towards 1,600. And by the way, I'm not convinced just yet that this little pullback is over. But this is what we're watching right now. We continue to watch cryptos hit these historic oversold areas, extremely bearish areas. Well, meanwhile, metals, and you love them, anyone who hold them, blessed to you because you guys called it right. You're seeing bearish divergence. You're seeing major resistance levels being hit, and you're seeing major pullbacks happening on the metals. All of this coming in while we're getting buy signals, major buy signals from the crypto market. I understand it's not cool to talk crypto right now. I understand views not just on my channel, but across the crypto ecosystem are down. Why? Because people are not very interested in crypto charts right now. They love silver. Right? If I want a lot of subscribers, if I want to gain a lot of subscribers, I could tell a lot of people here on this channel right now, hey, buy silver, buy gold. That's all you need. And for some reason, I probably would gain 10,000 subscribers overnight. That's just how it works. People want to buy whatever is hot. They want to FOMO in, fear of missing out. They want to FOMO in to whatever's sexy. They want to stay away from the bloodbaths. That's the wrong way to invest. When you see charts like this, let's go actually to silver. When you see charts like this is not a chart to buy. It's a chart to watch. It's a chart to say, hey, great run. Truly some value here. I'm not here to debate the fundamentals of the supply for silver. I'm not saying that $84 was the top of silver's bull run. I'm saying, just like every great bull run, you have healthy corrections. Buy the correction. Buy the next time people aren't necessarily talking about silver as bullishly. Right now, you find the assets like Bitcoin, like Chainlink, like Ethereum, like Solana, the ones that people are saying, it's just too far down. I think the cycle's dead. I think that crypto's dead. I think we're in a full-blown bear market. That's the asset you buy. You buy when there's blood in the streets. You don't buy when there's euphoria for potential blow-off tops. By the way, another interesting chart that I've been monitoring here, Bitcoin over gold. Now, you're gonna have to watch this with me. This is going to be interesting. I'm explain why my trend line is the way it is, but I want to show you we're actually getting very close to a significant support level on Bitcoin over gold. I'm going to go to the linear chart, right? So this is going to make the price action way flatter. But if you go back to the bear market lows of 2018, 2019, and you extend them through lows we've had here more recently, I'm going to explain why I'm drawing this line the way it is. Because a lot of people are going to say, Tim, what happened over here in 2020? What happened here in 2022? Why are you skipping those lines? I'll explain why. But this is a major trend line. Bitcoin over gold is about to correct and hit that support level. Major, major support. Why did I skip 2020? And why did I skip 2022? The reason why is because these were two black swan events. If you ever see my analysis, I also don't really pay too much attention to that nasty October 10th wick. Why? Because they were scam wicks, black swan events that weren't great representations of true desire to buy or sell. They were examples of price action freaking out over a panic situation that wasn't reality. In this case, and again, this was reality, but in this case, I still firmly believe if COVID had not happened, Bitcoin would have bottomed out at, I think this was, I can't remember what the exact price action was because this is the gold chart. Bitcoin would have bottomed out in December of 19 and start making his way up. What happened was COVID, black swan event came in, crashed the price really quickly. We shot back up, continued on our merry way, had a bull market. I think the bear market probably would have trickled, but if FTX hadn't been so stupid, hadn't been so dumb with handling money, if there wasn't an FTX collapse, the bottom of Bitcoin actually would have been in June of 22. It would have come in right here, and we would have started a slow trickle and then started a bull market later on. Both of these, COVID and FTX, what we call black swan events, you can see both of them after happening very quickly rebounded and started a major bull run. So when you take out those black swan events, if those don't exist, the real support band is this, Bitcoin over gold. And if you look at the chart right now, we are dangerously close to coming back and touching that trend line. All of these things are reasons why I maintain a long-term bullish outlook on the crypto markets. Has 2025 been great? No, it hasn't. But I'll say this again. I actually think this is a great argument for the 4-year cycle being over and why we're going to see a major bull run in 2026. Historically, this year was supposed to be a very big white candle. It's a blue candle. It's going to close a blue candle. We only have 2.5 days left here. We're going to see a bearish 2025, which you can see historically, we only have one bad year on Bitcoin before the next year starts to take off. The bull run starts to ignite. I think it's a very, very good indicator right now that's suggesting the best is ahead of us. We have liquidity pouring in like crazy. Whether the Fed is going to admit it or not, they are injecting liquidity into the markets. Show me a time in history where the Fed is injecting liquidity when quantitative easing, either officially or unofficially, is happening and risk on assets like cryptocurrency don't perform well. I'll ask you for it. There's not a lot of them. In fact, most of the times that we see, because people are going to point to years like, oh, Tim, what about if you were to go back to like 2008, 2009, when things were really, really bad? Yeah. You know when they started injecting liquidity? Right towards the bottom of these major crashes. They moved into quantitative tightening. They started to have a big sell-off. Unemployment started skyrocketing. To fix it, they very quickly started injecting liquidity back in, and boom, all of a sudden the markets found their bottom and started to resume to the upside here on the S&P 500, on the QQQ, you name it. When you inject liquidity into markets, it is extremely, extremely bullish for the long-term movement of risk on assets. Bitcoin long-term is a great hedge against the dollar, but right now is being treated full-blown like a risk on asset. So for that reason, you trade it the way risk on assets are treated. It explains why 2025 was so bearish. Why? Because we were technically still in quantitative tightening. We had economic uncertainty. We weren't sure if tariffs or war or the Japanese carry trade was going to ruin the entire economy. That's what kept 2025 suppressed. That's what caused silver and gold, the flights to quality, to surge. But now as we move into 2026, as war becomes less of a threat, as tariffs are showing they're actually not as bad or as big of a deal as some people thought, and as we're starting to see the Fed inject liquidity into the markets, this is a full-blown recipe for a nice surge to the upside. And right now, we are watching on this weekly chart the beginning of that ignition starting to light the flames and start the bull run. But I'll go back to say what I said in the very beginning. Let's say I'm wrong. Let's say the bull market doesn't come back. Let's say we are in a bear market and things are going to get worse. Well, when you look at this indicator, it suggests the least you should do is buy it to sell it back on a fake pump rally, a lower high, a move back towards or a little bit above 100,000. If you're bearish right now, just buy Bitcoin and sell it at 100K, make some profit, short it after that. If you believe that you should short it, if you believe we're bearish, short it after that. But I'm telling you right now, the probability of Bitcoin hitting 100K in the next couple of weeks, the next month or some change, just shot up. Just shot up to the roof. Nothing's 100%. I'm never going to say 100%. I'm going to say I put it now at a 90% likelihood that we see over 100K sometime in Q1 of 2026. Not a guarantee. Can't promise you nothing. Invest on your own ideas. I'm not your financial advisor, but I'm looking at the history of these moves. I'm looking at the history of how these things work. We just shot up to a very good likelihood that Bitcoin's about to surge. And I know people have been saying that now for quite some time. I know a lot of you guys are getting sick of hearing Bitcoin's going to surge, Bitcoin's going to surge, Bitcoin's going to surge. I have been consistent, and you can ask anybody who watches this channel. I want to see the weekly buy signal. I've been saying that for months now. That buy signal is here. I just went and bought even more Bitcoin, even more Chainlink, even more Ethereum, Solana, and a couple other coins. I'm bullish right now on the crypto markets. Let's open up for a little bit of chat here. Again, a smaller group than we sometimes have, but it's okay. It's a holiday time right now. Crypto is not the sexy thing. Come back in a couple of weeks as things are surging. I bet you're going to have a lot more friends in here watching. Let's read some chat here and see what your guys' thoughts are before we wrap out today's video. Sushi Garden says, Tim, the weekly chart is flashing buy. Should we wait for the daily charts to reset and show buy signals as well to jump in? That's a good question. I'm a big fan, and I'm going to give some secrets here on how I trade. I'm a big fan of even DCAing into trades. I don't care if you're a spot trader, a leverage trader, an options trader. It doesn't really matter. I like when I see signals, buy signals, I like to jump in where it is just in case it takes off. It does me no good. If I locate and observe a great support level, and this is kind of a bad situation because we actually bought this one. We called this one perfectly. Was a great signal. But let's pretend I acknowledge, say, hey, 84.5 is definitely doable again. What good does it do me as a trader investor if Bitcoin shoots down here, gets to 85,000? I said 84.5, but what good does it do me if it gets to 85,000 and then takes off? There's going to be a lot of you guys commenting saying, Tim, great call. So glad I didn't buy at 87.2. There's going to be a lot of those comments. But it doesn't do me any good because if my buy signal was 84.5 and we only made it to 85,000, I missed the boat. So what do? I make what I call my initial, entry one. It's kind of stupid. It's probably high. It's not where I think the end of the move is going to be. But I like to kind of put a first buy signal in where the buy signal comes out. This in no ways is me interpreting and saying, oh, I'm guaranteeing this is the bottom. It's me saying I'm not going to miss the boat. So even if Bitcoin does come down in here and hit this support level and then make the bounce, I'm in a loss for the first little bit of the trade. All I got to do is make sure that my stop loss doesn't allow for that to happen. In fact, in this case, what I'd probably do is just put my stop loss here a little bit below. If we do set a new low, I want out. My take profit, I'm going to do this. I'm going to have one take profit up there at 100,000. I'm going to have my other one up here at new all-time highs. That's just how I would be trading this, right? Probably a TP. We call it a TP1. I would put a TP1 here on $102,000. Let's turn this one yellow. Yellow's my entries. Green's my take profits. I'd have two take profits like this. Boom. Now, as I just said, the buy signal comes in here. We have sometimes a misdirection move. So what do? I take a second entry. And in this case, what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to go below here. Let's just pretend I'm a little bit lower than I even thought. I'm going to come in here. I'm going to get a lower entry. What this does is it gives me a higher average of an entry should we come down this level. It allows me maybe to stretch out my stop loss a little bit more, not feel like I'm risking so much. And now, whether the price action just shoots to the upside, I'm in the trade. If the price action only does this and comes down to 84, I'm still in the trade. If the price action does do a good, healthy fake out, right? A good little manipulation move comes all the way down here, double taps 80,500. Now I got two entries. I got double the entry. It takes off and I'm good. If it just comes down here, here's my stop loss. Well, I'm managing risk right now. Yes, I lost money, but that tells me, all right, boom, we're probably going to 74.5. I'll just have to enter another trade with another buy signal down here at 74.5 because I still think that weekly chart is going to give us a buy signal to send us back up, right? That's how I would be trading this move right now. Get a little nibble right now. Have a lower entry somewhere in the world of 82,000, right? I would go below this support level, even though I think that will be a support level. And that way I lower my risk. I can lower my stop loss. I still have great opportunities to get in and make sure I get access to this trade and I don't get left behind. And, sometimes I have a lot of trades where I only get the first entry. I have a lot of trades where I get both entries. That's how I'm a profitable trader. I'm kind of always hedging my bets to make sure I get into trades. I'm making as much profit as possible, and I'm risking as little capital as possible in each trade. James says, free sauce right there. Appreciate it, Tim. Absolutely, James. And by the way, these are things we discuss every single day in our VIP trading group. We're trading. We're looking at charts. I'm giving my thoughts on the markets. We have several other pro traders. I'll tell you this. I think I'm a pretty good trader. I don't mess with like the 5-minute chart very much. We have other pro traders who are on the 5-minute, 10-minute, 15-minute chart all the time. They're way better scalpers than I am, right? I think my pro traders are better scalpers than I am. I like the longer term day trade, swing trade setups, but we talk about all of it. You get access to all of us when you join the VIP trading group. When you sign up for that Toobit link, like I said, go sign up for Toobit, deposit $100 or more, show proof to this email right here. Email proof of your purchase. You can get free access to our live trading sessions. If you deposit $500 or more and send it there, you can get signed up for monthly giveaways. We're going to give away on Wednesday $500 to one of our Toobit users. If you want to go deeper and use the indicators, though, if you want it, if you don't want to wait for me to point out when these buy signals come, right? This by the way, this buy signal works all the way down here. The way we made so much money here a week and some change ago, I didn't trade last week during Christmas, but we were just sitting here. Look at these buy signals and sell signals here. Green reversal, bullish momentum, positive money flow. Look at right there where it says to buy on the weekly chart. Boom. Buy. Or sorry, 1 hour chart, excuse me. Great run up here in Bitcoin. Oh, look at this. Sell signal. Bitcoin comes back down. This is how we turn the chaos into cash. We don't care when we're trading. We're not super bullish. We're not super bearish. We watch the charts. We wait for the indicators to flash. We use proper risk management, and then we execute. And that's how we're making so much money over on our Discord right now. With our VIP traders. All right. Live here just a little bit more. Somebody tell their opinion on stacking some SUI right now. Again, SUI is one of the coins that absolutely is rocking this weekly buy signal. You know, I'll be honest with you. I need to do some digging on fundamentals. I'm sure Crux. I think Crux is in chat. Crux, answer us in chat here. What are your thoughts right now on SUI fundamentals? I like SUI. SUI is one of my picks. It's not one of my top 4. Later this week, I'm making videos. By the way, I'll show you my video this week. Gold and silver charts tomorrow. We're going to be going over gold and silver. What does that mean? We'll talk a little crypto in there as well because it's just going to come up. On Wednesday, I'm getting a lot of comments about Ondo. There's an unlock coming in January. An unlock is coming. A lot of people worried. I'm going to be telling people about Ondo. What are my thoughts on the Ondo unlock? On January 1st, we will not be working, won't be live or anything, but we will do a 2026 portfolio that I'm looking at. I'll talk about what I think the safer picks are, and then what I think the more risky picks are. And then on Friday, we'll have an XRP update as well. A lot of comments, a lot of people asking about XRP, about Ondo, about portfolio stuff. SUI is another one, though. SUI absolutely is another coin. Again, I told you I actually longed SUI. I'm not going to show you my trade setup because that's for my VIP trading group, but I did long SUI here a week and a half ago. Why? Because guess what? This buy signal came in back here a week and some change ago. Green triangle, green momentum dot, positive money flow. I knew that I knew that it probably wasn't going to take off immediately. I knew it's like, okay, we'll probably have to wait for Bitcoin to get its own buy signal, but I don't want to miss out. So we went and entered along on SUI and Chainlink because they were both showing that buy signal. I do think this is a good place to accumulate some SUI. And in fact, I think actually right now you would get a better entry on SUI and Chainlink right now than where I entered. But remember, I told you I have my 2-entry system. I almost never, my first entry is sometimes it's the bottom. My first entry is almost never the bottom. My first entry is almost always I want to make sure I get in to not miss the boat, and I'm going to DCA in later to lower my average entry. Okay. Good question about SUI. Crypto Prince says XRP all the way. Yeah, wait till Friday. You know, if you join the VIP trading group and you come into my trading session, that's about XRP, I'll tell you immediately. But otherwise, you got to wait for the videos to come out. And XRP on Friday will be the video, Crypto Prince. So stay tuned for that one. By the way, guys, if you guys have loved this so far, smash like, hit subscribe. We're really trying to put out as you know, potent content as possible. I'm not trying to waste your time. I'm trying to get you the information, get in, get out. Mondays, we're going to stay live. I'm going to do some Q&A with you guys. We'll look at charts. We'll look at big news headlines, which, again, there was almost no news today really noteworthy to talk about. So it's mostly about the charts. But I want to make sure and look at your guys' questions for a little bit, and then we'll wrap it up here, and you guys will get more if you join that VIP trading group. And again, I want to make sure I'm clear here. You can join the VIP trading group. You also can just go get Toobit with our link, deposit $100 or more, and then see my live trading sessions. You can go in. I do them through YouTube unlisted videos. Just chat your questions, and I'll answer them there. I'm live almost every day. I'm live like 3 or 4 times a week. Other pro traders are live more often than I am. All right. We'll do one more question. Let me scroll up here, and we'll call it a day here. This isn't really a question. I'll just respond to it. It has been proven that the 4-year cycle doesn't exist. Here's what I'll say. I'm not going to say it's been proven the 4-year cycle doesn't exist. I think it's broken. I don't think it exists. I've talked about that in previous videos. I probably make another video about it, but I want to give credence and I want to give, honor where it's due. Right now, the 4-year cycle looks like it's still intact. I don't think it is. I think a lot of 4-year cycles are going to be disappointed, but I'm not going to sit here and pretend that it doesn't look bad. I mean, 4-year cyclists are continuing to say it for a reason, because in their mind, this looks like a perfect bear market right here. That'll continue on, and we might see 60, 40, so I understand what they're saying. I disagree with them, but I'm not gonna gaslight them and say, oh, it's clear on the charts 4-year cycle's not still around. It's not clear. I just think there's good arguments that it's not still around. All right. Here we go. Last one. Leslie says, need more than one live show per week. Think we have done this before. Just my opinion. Love you, Tim. Leslie, I 100% agree. And we are live more than once a week. Just not necessarily on YouTube. I will say, here's what we're probably going to do. And I need you guys to follow us on these places. Let me show this real quickly. We are really trying to grow right now on other platforms. Love what we're doing here on YouTube. And we're going to keep doing stuff on YouTube daily, Monday live shows, videos coming out. I will do special lives from time to time. Outside the schedule. But what I might start doing is from time to time going live on X. Where's the face? We don't have a Facebook on here. We got to, I don't know if Shum's listening. We got to get Facebook on here as well. But make sure, try to follow us on all of our platforms. Follow us on X, Instagram, and TikTok. We're trying to grow here as well. We're also trying to go to the Facebook group. We want to start going on Facebook. What we're probably going to do, Leslie, is keep YouTube live once a week. Again, I'm live almost every single day in the VIP trading group, but the free YouTube once a week. But I might start going live once or twice a week on like X, and Facebook is the other one. But I think we need to get to 500 followers on Facebook. So look us up, Tim Warren Trading on Facebook. Follow us. Get us to 500 followers so we can start going live on Facebook as well. And Leslie, we'll go live more than once, but probably not all right here on YouTube. So, all right, guys, that is going to wrap up today's live show. Thank you so much for being here. I know it's frustrating. I know even this video, you might have come in, you said, Tim, I love the hopium. I love the thoughts, but it's just frustrating right now because no matter what the buy signal looks like, it seems like good news, Bitcoin down. Bad news, Bitcoin down. Good news for gold, Bitcoin down. Bad news for gold, Bitcoin down. Buy signal, down. Sell signal, down. It feels like everything's down. The tide will change. Things will change. Continue to strap in. The buy signal I'm talking about today, it's not your everyday basic buy signal. It's not a 1 hour buy signal. It's not a daily buy signal. It's a weekly buy signal. These are different than any of the other ones. And even in a bear market, these give us relief rallies. Lock in, stay with us, smash like every day. It helps get this new video out to more people. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. And I promise you, we're going to continue to give you all the information you need to make money in this chaos. But you got to make sure you're subscribed. See you guys tomorrow. Adios.